Igbo are one of Africa's largest ethnic groups, inhabiting southeastern Nigeria in the fertile forest belt around the lower Niger River. Today, around 35 to 45 million Igbo lived in Nigeria, which is among the most densely populated region in Africa. The question of Igbo origins has long been a subject of fascination and debate. Unlike some cultures, the Igbo did not leave behind ancient written records of their own. So, scholars have relied on archaeology, linguistics, oral tradition, and early accounts to reconstruct their past. In recent decades, substantial research has shed light on the ancient history of the Igbo, revealing evidence of continuous human habitation of Igboland since prehistoric times, as well as the emergence of complex societies well before colonial contact. In this Igbo History Series, we explore the credible historical and archaeological evidence for the origin of the Igbo people, examine their own origin myths and legends, and highlight key sites, artifacts, and cultural developments that anchor Igbo history in reality. Archaeological findings indicate that Igboland has been inhabited by humans for tens of thousands of years. Stone Age tools and other artifacts suggest a human presence in the region from at least the late Paleolithic era, which is over 10,000 years ago. Notably, excavations at sites like Ugwuele in Okigwe have uncovered stone tools, workshop, and habitations layers spanning from roughly 100,000 BC through 5,000 BC, attesting that humans were active in Igboland in the Pleistocene era. By around 6000 BC, during the late Stone Age, early farming communities had appeared. For example, pottery dated to around 6000 BC was found at sites in Okigwe and Awka. Significant discoveries at Ngodo near Uturu in today's Abia State pushed evidence of human activities even further. Anthropologists from the University of Benin found fossils and carved stone monoliths there, suggesting a settled community as early as 4500 BC. Additional excavation in the Nsukka area revealed what may be a metalworking cultural horizon by about 3000 BC. In other words, well before the advent of former states or external influences, the Igbo homeland was already a theater of continuous cultural development from the Stone Age through the Neolithic period. Archaeologists have identified at least 4 key prehistoric sites: Ugwuele, Afikpo, Nsukka, and others in Igboland, which together show an unbroken presence of human society, evolving in situ between 100,000 BC and 5000 BC. By the late Neolithic and early Iron Age, there is evidence that these communities were transitioning to new technologies. Particularly exciting is the proof of indigenous iron-smelting technology in Igboland extremely early. At Lejja in Nsukka in northern Igboland, archaeometallurgical remains such as slags and furnaces have been radiocarbon dated to as far back as 2000 BC, making it one of the oldest iron-smelting sites in all of sub-Saharan Africa. Hundreds of massive slag blocks and remnants of furnaces at Lejja indicate a long-lasting iron industry and suggest that by the 2nd millennium BC, inhabitants of Igboland were already mastering metalworking independently. These remarkable finds aligns with linguistic studies known as glottochronology, which estimates that the Proto-Igbo language began differentiating from related tongues roughly 6,000 years ago. In summary, both the archaeological records of settlement and the linguistic evidence of a distinct language point to a very ancient aboriginal presence of the Igbo and their forebears in their current homeland. We have seen how archaeology proves the Igbo have been here since the earliest times, but science is just one way of telling the story. What about the stories the Igbo tells about themselves? Were they always here, or did they come from somewhere else? Join me next Saturday as we look into the origin theories and oral traditions of the Igbo people. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes.